What's going on YouTube? Rob A again, and today we're going to be taking a look at something that I am really excited about, and that is Transformers Generations Rhinox. Now, to give you a little bit of background, I grew up with the Transformers Generation 1, all that stuff, and then kind of when Generation 2 was hitting, I kind of entered my Dark Ages phase where I was totally over, you know, all the toys and everything else and all the cartoons and everything. I was too cool for all that stuff. So I missed all that Generation 2 goodness, and then when I kind of started getting back into it, it was Beast Wars that really brought me back into the fold of Transformers. So Beast Wars holds a very special place in my heart, and I am so excited about this. So we have Rhinox here. He's part of the Thrilling 30 Transformers releases. And as you can see, he is Rhinox. He looks like he stepped pretty much right out of the show, and that is super cool. On the back, or on the side here, you can see he's Maximal Series 2 of the Voyagers, I guess, for the Thrilling 30. He's got a bio back here, and it says, Rhinox is rare among robots. He has a brilliant scientific mind, as well as a deep philosophical curiosity about the nature of the universe around him. He is astoundingly strong, able to hold his own against even the most powerful opponents. He is friendly, good-natured, and charismatic, with a fine strategic mind that would make him an ideal leader for the Maximal forces if they didn't already have one. What's more, he carries one of the most powerful weapons of any Maximals in the form of the twin Gatling guns of doom, which pump out a Predacon-shredding storm of hot lead. Many a Predacon has been on the receiving end of that stream of hot lead. Most famously Waspinator. But anyway, he's got some stats going on here, and they are pretty darn good. He's very strong. For someone who's a brilliant scientific mind, his intelligence maybe a little lower than it should be, but his speed is probably about right and all that good stuff. Twin spinning Gatling guns, weapon storage, Rhino mode. I am super excited. I want to get this guy open, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to get him open, and we will check him out in just a moment. Okay, guys, here is Rhinox in beast mode. And man, he looks delightful. What a lovely representation of a rhinoceros. Really, I mean that, like, they even got the stance of the legs just very nicely done. All the way around, he fits together very nicely. I mean, obviously there's going to be some panel lines, but for the most part, it holds together very nicely, and it just looks good. He feels nice and solid, and he stands pretty well. He doesn't really have much by way of articulation in this mode. You can kind of wiggle his legs a little bit, and these are kind of stuck, but if you pull them out for the robot mode, there you go, you can get a little bit of derpy running if you want to. But otherwise, just leave him like that. His mouth does open and close. So you know, you can reenact his transformation, the whole roar, even though I'm a rhinoceros and rhinos don't roar, but but you can have that. So he can talk and all that good stuff. The weird thing is, like, he's kind of a different interpretation on Rhinox, because there's a few things different. I mean, for the most part, his robot mode is really close to the animation model. The Rhino mode definitely is a much more realistic looking rhinoceros. I mean, the eyes are just kind of painted black. He doesn't have the kind of, you know, humanoid sort of eyes. His horn is a little bit different. His ears are a little bigger, but other than that, like, he's just really, really nice looking. And to just kind of do a quick comparison, here he is with his original counterpart. I keep wanting to call it G1, but I guess in this case it would be, you know, the first generation of Beast Wars, so I guess it kind of applies. But yeah, this is the Beast Wars. Unfortunately, I got some paint rubbing off on his horn there, but yeah, a little bit. You can tell they are definitely very different toys. show him from the side here. Very nicely proportioned rhino here, and then just kind of a big blob with legs sticking out of it over here for the for this guy. But I love them both. You know, this guy certainly has a place in my heart. Another quick comparison. Pop him over here, and we'll put him with Rat Trap. So yeah, Rat Trap still a little bit on the big side. You can kind of right up there, but yeah. So very, very nice beast mode. You can see there's a little bit of robot kibble underneath, but I mean, it's really not bad. I mean, any other angle from directly the bottom, you really don't see much. I mean, there's a little bit here on the backs of his legs, but other than that, he's nice and solidly a rhinoceros. And I think, given what they had to work with, it's pretty stellar job. So I'm going to pause the video here, and we will come back and check out this guy in robot mode. Okay guys, so to transform Rhinox to his robot mode, what we want to do is basically, you want to come around to his rhino butt here, and pull all these, start just kind of loosening up all these little flaps and things, right down here under his gut, just like so. And then you want to pull these side panels up and out, like that. Okay, we're just going to take this whole bit here and just kind of pull it out of him, and then that's going to just sit off to the side for the moment. Yeah, next up, we separate his bottom, all this stuff, just like so. There we go. Take his little butt flap and just kind of push it up against his back for the moment. Now we've got his rhino legs, and we want to take his kind of hindquarters here. We're just going to pull this back and down. Whoop, and we're going to totally drop him. And then you'll see how it just kind of is made to fit right in there. You're just going to pop it right in there. Actually, you want to do one thing first. You want to pull this down. That's going to be his foot. So do that and then pop it in. Just go ahead and pull the foot down on this side. And then this comes down and plugs right in, just like so. And there you've got some legs started out. You can see that his kind of hips, his pelvis is on this like swinging joint here. And you want to pull this out just like that, and then twist this around, okay, to form his crotchal area. And then you want to twist this all the way back up, and you want to make sure that it goes all the way up and then continues in, just like so. And there's a little teensy peg you can see right there that'll just kind of sit in that notch there. Okay, and what that's going to do is that's gonna shorten up his body a little bit and make him nice and stocky, as well as kind of align everything so he can stand upright properly. So yeah, once you get that done, actually you want to just kind of push on his butt flap a little bit, and that'll actually clip into place nice and solid. Okay, so next up, you want to fold these flaps back in on themselves, just like so, and they will kind of turn and adjust. So fold it here at this hinge rather than at this one, and there you go. And then just kind of turn that in a little bit. That may be a little premature. I may have to open those up a little bit in a moment, but should be alright. Now the arms just kind of pull out, and they'll just clip down along the sides there. Kind of get the shoulders swiveled out of the way. Then this piece, you're going to take it all, basically the whole jaw down to the upper chest of the rhino, and just pull this whole thing down and then kind of accordion it like so. There you go, and that's going to reveal his robot head. And then these top bits, you're just going to kind of pull this all down and kind of nestle that against his back. Okay. So now we want to bring these pieces in and sit them in against his torso, his chest, and all that good stuff, and they just kind of sit in there, but they hold well enough, like, you know, they won't get knocked out too easily just by normal play. And then, last but not least, we're going to come around here, take the arm, and you're just going to pull it, just like so. It does lock into place for beast mode, so you want to just make sure you're pulling that nice and tight. And then just flip the hands out, close the forearm back up, which, yeah. And then same on the other side here. There we go. Ugh. Pull that out. Hand comes out. Bada boop, bada beep, bada bam. Alright. Alright, and once you get the arms sorted out, you can just stand them up. And there you go, Rhinox in robot mode. Yeah, and this guy looks fantastic. I'll give you a quick close-up of his face. His head is on a ball joint. You get some nice, very nice range of motion out of that. So, very, very cool. You can see he's got the little maximal symbols tampoed on his head there. One on each side, and they're nice, like just a little bit darker green than the surrounding area, so it blends in nicely. Just a quick overview of his articulation. He's got shoulders can go up and down like so. His arms can go all the way around. He's got a kind of a bicep swivel and elbow, soft ratchet on the elbow there. Hands wiggle. His hands are actually a little bit floppy, which is kind of annoying. His forearm like closes up but doesn't ever actually look closed, so that could be a little disconcerting, but you know, it's alright. He does have a waist swivel under here. It's a little bit hindered by all the back package, which is really not that bad, all things considered. I mean, very, very nicely done. He's got universal swivel hinge on his hips. He's got a thigh swivel, and he's got knees and some slight ankle tilt going on there, as well as a little bit of wiggle in the foot, so you can get a couple of pretty good wide stances out of him. Let's see. There you go. And then you come over here and you've got his chain guns of doom. You just flip these two bits out and lock them into place, and then just pull them apart, and there you go. They are not painted, and that is a huge bummer, but I am definitely going to paint them because it's pretty easy. I mean, you're just going to paint the blades, and they spin very nicely, and it's a whole lot of fun to just do that over and over again. And these just go in his hands, of course. There you go. And that's where it kind of gets sad with the floppy hands, because he has a hard time kind of holding these things in any, you know, proper way. Go. So you see he holds them a little bit loose to begin with, and then you can't really, just the way his hand is kind of yeah, it's hard to quite explain what I mean, but just the way his hand is molded or sculpted can kind of get in the way. of these, but it's not bad. There you go. Rocking the chain guns of doom, and we'll give you another size comparison here. Well, just a comparison in general. Here he is with his buddy Rat Trap, so they can give cover fire. Nice, nice, right? And of course, his original counterpart, Rhinox the First. So you can see definitely some improvements to the figure overall. This guy does have the chain gun of doom. However, I modified this. It's originally goes up here, and you push the back, and it would spin, but it doesn't really do much for you. But this way, he actually has kind of from the show. But we're not talking about him. We're talking about him. And yeah, I mean, I like the original Rhinox. I think he's pretty cool. But he is a mess of rhino flap just all over the place. He just looks like he skinned a rhino and is just wearing it. Whereas this guy has like a rhino head on his back, and then he looks like a sweet rhinoceros robot. So yeah, very, very cool. Not perfect. He's got some flaws. At least on mine, the joints could use a little tightening, because as you can see, I'm having a little bit hard time keeping him upright, and that's not really a balance issue. It's just that his legs don't want to hold him up all that terribly well. But I don't know that that's a common issue among the figure, but just you know, mine needs a little bit of polish on the joints. So I don't know. Overall, super, super cool toy, man. I am so excited about this. I am really looking forward to, hopefully, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and I'm going to hope that they'll make a Voyager class Dinobot, because I think we definitely need an upgraded Dinobot. I know they released one a couple of years ago. I was not a fan of that mold, and I think the way these things are going, Dinobot is such an iconic character from the show. I think that he really deserves an update, especially, you know, with the anniversary and all that stuff coming up. But Rhinox is pretty darn awesome. If you find him, he's well worth picking up, especially if you're a fan of Beast Formers or the Beast Wars in general. But yeah, it's a really cool figure. I'm super excited to finally have him. I'm hoping to get Waspinator very soon, and I will definitely share that with you guys when I do. But in the meantime, that's going to do it for this review. I want to thank you so very much for watching. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll be back with some more cool Transformers stuff pretty soon, hopefully. And here he is with this Optimus Primal. That is just, I'm not a fan of this guy. Let's just get him over there. All right, thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.